I want to talk today about an idea I got from this book, A Dictionary of Theater Anthropology, The Secret Art of the Performer. It's written by Eugenio Barbo, who directed a group called the International School of Theater Anthropology. And for about 10 years, what they did was study the traditions of performance from many different cultures to find out what elements they had in common, to find out what elements differed from tradition to tradition, and there's some really, really fascinating and illuminating ideas in this book. But one of the most important, I think, is something that he calls precarious balance or extra daily balance. The idea is this, that in normal life, you're trying to have efficient balance. So your energy is calm, your energy is efficient, you're not wasting energy, and that's the way you normally go through life. But as a performer, if you're just standing there, solid, weight equal on both feet, there's no energy in the body. There's no energy in the body to start. It's a very still, it's a very static motion. An idea that they develop in this book is the idea that every culture has a performance tradition where they throw the body into this precarious balance. And every culture has a different way of doing it. A ballet dancer comes up on point, a precarious balance. A Butoh dancer comes low into the earth, which is a different balance. And every culture has different ways of doing it. In fact, if you can see the logo for their book and for their school is different examples of it from different cultures. Japanese, Commedia dell'arte, Balinese, Indian, and you can see even from here that they all have different ways of doing it. The Indian dancer is creating like an S shape in her spine. The Balinese dancer is lifting the shoulders, bending the knees. The Commedia dell'arte is up on one foot. And there are so many different ways to do this that my point isn't that one way is right, one way is wrong, but if you want to be a dynamic performer, you should think about this sort of thing. For example, let's say you're standing on stage, weight evenly distributed on both feet, and you're going through this intense inner experience that you want to try to bring into the body. If you're standing still in efficient balance, there's no place to go. There's no place immediate to go. But if you just shift the weight onto one leg a little bit, bend the knees a little bit, maybe come up on your heels a little bit, suddenly, even in stillness, there's a dynamism in the body, a flow of energy that can ready to move in any direction. In this particular position, your ankles are fluid, your knees are fluid, your hips are fluid, and you can more fluidly respond to the energy that's in your body. So I think that's something very, very important to think about as a performer, this idea of precarious balance. And there's no one way to do it. There's a million ways to do it. But before I finish this video, I just want to give, maybe as a food for thought, a couple of exercises that I used to do to develop this idea of precarious balance. The first exercise that I would do is the idea of miming a bow and arrow, except as you draw the bowstring, you want to create in your body the tension of the bow. So if someone were watching you, they would feel the tension of the bow just from whatever tension you're doing in your body. If I just stand still and flat and draw the bowstring, there's no tension. Even if I do it slowly, like I'm miming it, that's a little bit, but the idea is to create in your whole body that tension, and even maybe just also the release. You can do it a million different ways, and again, that's just one idea that I found really useful just to kind of get that idea of precarious balance just automatically in the body. Another exercise I always found really useful was this one I learned from Maureen Fleming. She called it elastics. And the image is this, that your entire body is surrounded by mud and you're pushing against the mud. And instantly, your whole body becomes alive because your whole body is reacting to the things around you. And then you imagine there's a piece of elastic stuck from one side of your body to another side of your body. Could be foot to wrist, elbow to knee, it doesn't really matter. And the idea then is that you stretch that elastic as far as you can, and then you release it, and you imagine elastics from another side of your body. So the idea is that you don't want to do right hand, right foot. You want to do like left hand, right foot, I'm doing nose and knee. And you create these beautiful spirals in the body. It gets your body really limber and stretched out and warmed up. It gives you focus, but it also lets you practice that idea of the precarious balance, which I think is so, so important. So important to the art of being a dynamic performer that's going to present something that's not just important to you, but meaningful to the audience. Hope you found that interesting, and I will see you next time.